What's up, guys? This is going to be a little series that I call Backyard Bow Tips. And the purpose of this, I think, is going to be to give guys something to look at or work on or information that they could use throughout summer to maybe improve their hunting experience in the fall. Uh, not all these are going to require a bow press. Probably most of them aren't. A lot of it may be more form focused, but just things that you can go in the backyard and start tweaking yourself and maybe get better results on shot placement, follow through in the fall, maybe more dead animals. That's really what we're all looking for, right? So today what I wanted to talk about is something that I go over with everybody when I'm working on bows. This goes into getting good results paper tuning to broadhead flight. This is the number one thing that is overlooked, that really needs to be talked about pretty much by anybody anytime you're holding a bow for the first time, and that is grip. How you hold the bow. So what's important to know here is, and you can see on this bow and a lot of bows, there's a good flat back here, right? And a lot of people don't really understand or like or know why that is. And there's a purpose behind the flat backs. If you look at all the ultra view grips and why some people want them, then some people will say they hate them. When you're holding this bow is going to react to whatever your front hand's doing. And so if you don't give it a good stable point to sit on, so let's say you're in that lifeline, and that being your lifeline. If you're in that lifeline and you're cradling the bow like this, which is what a lot of people do, the bow really has nowhere solid to sit. As this bow gets pressure put on it, depending on how you move your hand, the bow's going to move left or right. Usually when you draw back like that, you see as soon as I put pressure on it, the bow's automatically wanting to cant. That's called torque. So a lot of people are putting torque on the bow because they've never been shown how to properly hold the bow. And it's nobody's fault. There's a lot of mistranslation, and also a lot of guys try to paper tune, and they're holding the bow exactly like that with their lifeline crossing the bow. And what it does is you're inducing torque in the bow through the paper, so the bullet hole is actually that you end up receiving is actually not a true bullet hole. You're forcing the bow out of spec pretty much to accommodate for your bad form. Now everybody's going to have a little bit of torque, but proper grip is repeatable, and it can be imitated from human to human. So when you really get into this, what is proper grip, and why is it important? Well, it gives the bow somewhere stable to sit on. It also rotates your front arm out of the way of the string properly. A lot of guys, even they end up slapping their arm with the string, because when you have your arm in like this, your hand like this, that front section of your arm right there is diving towards the string. However, when you start holding the bow properly, it automatically rotates that out and gives you clearance. And so I'm just going to give you a look. This is about where everything should line out on your grip. And a lot of people that I change over are like, man, that feels so weird. I feel like I'm going to drop the bow. You're not going to drop the bow, I promise. The big key is to get somewhere in there where you feel like you have equal pressure on both sides. You don't want to be too far this way. You just don't want this lifeline right here crossing the bow. You want everything to come down the middle of that thumb, right on that thumb pad where there's a conjunction of joints, and that gives that bow a real good solid place. If you see, when I start drawing that bow back, it just kind of straightens up. It doesn't really cant left or right, it just straightens up. So if you look at it, it just gives the bow a lot more solid place to rest in your hand. You're not giving it too much feedback through your front hand for it to potentially torque. There's just a lot that goes on with it. Your form, the shape of your body, how you're holding the bow, it's going to be better on your shoulders. Just everything involved with it. That grip is so very important to every bit of shooting your bow, from in the backyard to hunting, that we do, and it is so overlooked and so ignored. So if you can change one thing this summer, and only one thing, if you're holding the bow improperly, I would highly suggest starting to look into proper grip, how to hold these bows, and you will watch your accuracy increase almost immediately. And give it 2 to 3 days. Don't go shoot it and be like, man, I don't like the way that feels, I'm going back. Anything you change with what you've been doing consistently, you need to give yourself a week. And usually after about 2-3 days, you really start settling in, it really starts feeling normal. But this too, when you go to buy a new bow, you're gonna immediately understand, like, hey, I like that grip, I don't like that grip. And you'll probably see yourself leaning more towards a flat back grip because of the way that it settles into your palm. Whereas like Matthews has the rounded grip, that kind of will compensate for people holding the bow like this. Sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on the person and what kind of torque they're inducing. But yeah, man, there's a couple of really good videos on YouTube if you want to check them out on how to properly grip a bow and nock on. So John Dudley probably has the best one. He gets a little more in depth than me. But yeah, if just a quick tip for the summer going into the fall, that's one thing you want to look at, how to properly hold your bow, and it'll pay off huge in the long run.